additions to it. Okay, so now let's copy this code and then try to make some more additions to it. And we'll paste it. So I'll be removing each and everything which we don't need because the code is not looking so great. So we'll remove everything which is not required. Removing this also. Okay. Yeah. So we need this function. Yes, we need this function too. Okay. We need transaction. User input, we'll change it to get transaction value, I guess. That would be more specific. Get transaction value. Okay, and saving that function. Okay, so we have add value function that would be working on the backend side. Not a backend side, literally backend side, but it is on the main one of the major function. Okay, so instead of taking the user input like this, we can have a new function named get user input. So we'll make new function getting the user input, define get user input. Okay, so what we'll do is user input equals to yeah, user input. Okay, sorry, user input equals to input, enter the choice. Okay, we'll going with switch case or some while loop or something like that on the further part. So I'll go with enter the choice and then we'll return user input. Okay, so I'm thinking to go with this for sure. Okay, so now we will also have function for printing the blocks. Printing the blocks and we'll name it print blockchain elements. Print blockchain elements. And here the same, we will going and printing with the help of for loop. Print block. We can add an extra line. Printing the blocks of the blockchain. Okay, we'll have some space over here. Give it like 2. Okay, so we have 5 functions. One is to return the last element, one is to add value, one to get the transaction value from the user, one to get the user input choice, and one for the printing of the blockchain. Yeah, so now we need to have this for the genesis block. Okay, so we'll name it according. This is for the genesis block. Yeah, now I guess we don't need any of this. We will implement some new system to make this. So deleting all of it. Okay. So we'll go with while loop. So I need this while loop to be continued looping. Don't need any exit condition. I'll use continue statement or break statement to exit the loop. So I'll give it true to continue. And then for the first thing we will we'll print enter your choice, or I guess please choose from the following. Yeah, this seems good. Okay, now we'll give some multiple options. So first would be adding a new transaction. Add a new transaction. Second would be output the all blockchain blocks, or maybe outputting the blockchain. So we'll go and write print all of the blocks of the blockchain. Yeah, and now we'll go and give another option to exit it. Print third option, sorry, third option, exit from the program. Okay, now to make it look good, we'll add an empty line over here, and we'll also have an empty line over here too. Okay, so first of all, let me check that is it printing perfectly or not. So, oh, sorry. Python blockchain 5.py. Yeah, enter the transaction amount for the first initial thing will be 1, and then it is doing. Yes, it is working. Okay, so our code is working right now. So now what we need to do is we need to get those information, and then please enter the choice. Yeah, all of the transaction. Now what we will do is if user choice, why isn't it popping up? User input, is it out of the scope? Okay, first of all we need to call that function, right? So we can, okay, so here what I want is I want to use this parameter user input. So what I will do is I will go here and user input is equals to, I'll call this function which will return user input. So get user input. Okay, and save it. Now I can get user input if user input is equals to 1. Okay, so if it is 1, then he needs to add a new transaction. So for the adding of new transaction, we know what we need to do. Don't forget this semicolon here. Okay, so we need to have transaction amount is equals to calling the get transaction value function. Okay, and then we'll pass this all of this in add value function. Okay, so in that transaction amount will go, and last transaction, for the last transaction we will go with get the last blockchain value. Okay, so we can do it like this. Yeah, for the first thing we are good to go if user input is equals to 2. Then what do we need to printing all of the blocks of the blockchain. So we have the function for that, print, what's the name of that function, print blockchain elements. So print blockchain elements, we can just go and directly call that function over, and then it should work. Okay, now if user input is equals to 3, then he asks to exit the code. Print you choose to exit, and we can add some face over here, like any of this. Something sad one. No, this one. No, this isn't. Yeah, this will work. You choose to exit and then break the loop. Okay. For any other input else than this, we can have a simple thing that print from entry. So for that we'll know, seems like you have gone with wrong input. Yeah, seems like you had gone with wrong inputs and save it. Okay, so at the end of whole thing we want it to exit the loop, so we'll give a placeholder name turn and test. Yeah. Okay, so let's relook it. We have all of the functions. Yep. And then we ask for the transaction amount and get transaction values. Yep. For this is for the Genesis block itself. We can get rid of this if you want. Yeah, we can get rid of this if we want. Let's go and do that. We'll add a list and put an index element. This should work. Let's try. I'm not sure that this will work or not. We have it. Yeah. Yep, this works. So it was asking that what do we need to do, add new transaction, print all of the blockchain, or exit the program. We'll go with fun and the amount 34. Yeah, it is again asking what do we need to do. So this time we will need to print. Okay. Yo. Yep. Printing. Printing seems problem. Okay. So where do we need? What it says? Function get last blockchain value and okay. So I'm sure that I had done this mistake before also. So I forgot it always. So let's do it again. Okay. We need to save this and then rerun the program. Yeah. Add new transaction. This time 56 and then print it. Yeah. Look at this. First block Genesis block which we had done default, and then we have the second block 56 is here. So this time we will add another transaction 789.567, something great cryptocurrency or something like that, and then we'll print it out. Yeah, look, this is working again and again. Okay, so let's try to exit this program. 3 exit. We choose to exit sad face or no emotion face, then done and dusted for our placeholder that it is coming out of the code. So for the final outcome we don't need this, we can comment it out. Okay, we'll comment each and everything which we don't need now onwards. So okay, and we need to make it more readable also. So making the menu with multiple print functions. Okay, it's perfect. For all of the wrong entries they go in this loop. So for all of the wrong entries you come here. Same. Okay, so now our blockchain is pretty much changed, man. Look at this. Running the last code, which from where we had started, would be like, yeah, it was like asking the amount itself and then doing something like that. And now we are good to go with a user centric menu driven system. So in the next session, we will continue with this approach. So it's all for this session. Thank you.